42 seconds of logos. Okay, this sun and this super nearby planet make for some speculative f***ing science on this. Oh, who f***ing cares? Just get on with it. This movie is for people who enjoy video games, but don't like actually controlling the video game. A pretty lady all alone on a creepy planet with weird ripple effects? Well, now I just want to watch Contact. Convenient expositional computer is convenient. 2001 hyper-realistic animation looks like 2010 Pixar animation with creepy skin textures.
Every night, the same dream.
We still have narration 50 years into the future. That's a shame. I can't draw hands, but neither can these guys.
I have vowed to end that fear. I believe my dreams hold the key.
Up until now, I thought she was a legit scientist. Now I'm starting to think she would be better suited for a Broadway show written by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
The question is, will I be in time to save the Earth?
If they hadn't turned up the background music, Aki wouldn't have to shout over it. I hope they get to eventually rebuild and rename the city New Old New York City. This is the only skeleton in the office, and a great example of why you shouldn't really work on weekends. Movie accidentally inspires Terminator Salvation. Yep, this movie was made in an era when a Seiko product placement actually made some kind of sense. Oh, hello, Pepsi. I wasn't sure you'd survive to the future this movie takes place in, but apparently you have enough money to do so. Carry on. Aki's gun, which I assume is designed to detect phantoms, seems to be more effective at waking the phantoms up, alerting them to her presence and potentially letting other humans know she's here. I'm probably supposed to feel suspense right now, but this is what she f***ing gets for basically shooting off fireworks. I'm 70% sure this phantom just used his intestines to defend himself.
What's she doing here, Captain? I don't know.
She is standing right f***ing there. Just ask her.
It's gonna be one of those days.
How often do they rescue sexy scientists running around in the ruins of New York for this to be considered one of those days?
Tell me we're not risking our necks for this plant.
Andrew Stanton and Peak Doctor saw this movie and thought to themselves, I bet we can make the same movie with less story and less dialogue and make it way more interesting. And they were right.
We're surrounded. No
That no shit soldier would be excellent at CinemaSins.
Captain, we gotta get to higher ground!
Because phantoms can pass through walls, but they can't climb stairs. You know what these guys look like? Eye floaters.
You and your man?
She thinks you're a man.
I think
To be fair, this dated CG animation makes it easy to mistake you as a man.
I don't believe this. You have not changed a bit.
Gray.
Alec Baldwin always sounds like Alec Baldwin, even when he's not Alec Baldwin, and I have a hard time buying she wouldn't recognize his voice. Behold, the two-nippled golden city. The Brooklyn Bridge is destroyed, or in some kind of danger cliche. Old New York outsourced their shield technology to the Gungans of Naboo.
And I want to have a little Neil Jr. calling me daddy someday.
Steve Buscemi's character looks like a beefy Luke Perry, which is a weird reference point for a movie that came out in 2001.
We have to treat him, now.
I'm sorry, but that's impossible.
Well, this is some ass planning. Why wouldn't they have medics, or the treatment center, next to the scanner, just in case someone's infected? They have a table there, and clearly they have the tools necessary. All they're missing is someone to actually operate. I don't think she pushed any buttons.
When he reaches code red, the treatment shield won't be able to hold the alien particles.
Aki definitely knows this already. I feel like the scanner operator guy is explaining this to me more than he's explaining it to her.
What's going on?
where to go.
What the hell is going on?
This is why, traditionally, people's friends aren't allowed in the OR. I guess the rules are more lax in an alien apocalypse.
Infestation is moving deeper.
Where else does it have to go? Countdown to surgical failure?
What's with her?
What's with her and the captain?
What's with her and that stupid plant?
Is this some sort of attempt at comic relief? Because it's not working. Hey look, the 8-bit blob matches the other 8-bit blob. Yay?
How long do you think this would have survived outside the barrier?
Aki, you know there are elements in the council and military just waiting for an excuse to shut us down.
Is this weed the only thing that contains the sixth spirit? If so, Aki's urgency would seem justified, but I guess we're just going to gloss over this question.
You made it possible to harness that energy for Ovopack, scanners, even the barrier. The council knows that.
I'm sure the doctor is also aware of his accomplishments, so this whole speech is expositional and makes no sense.
All life is born of Gaia, and each life has a spirit.
Oh man, is he going to make everyone start doing yoga?
Each new spirit is housed in a physical body.
I'm going to get a bruise if they keep beating me over the head with exposition.
Remember what happened to Galileo? They threw him in jail because he said the Earth was not the center of the universe.
But to be fair, you're saying the world has feelings. Oh good, movie that I already understand basically nothing about will now give me more dream sequences. At least it's being recorded for further deconstruction. First of all, how did she not hit her head on that thing? Second of all, who designed the bed so this head-smashing bull was in this position in the first place? Gee, I wonder if the guy dressed like a f***ing Nazi and voiced by James Wood is going to cause some problems for our heroes.
That the beam energy may be too strong, injuring the Earth.
Instead of just jumping headfirst into the Earth has feelings theory, Dr. Sid could open with the fact that it would cause the phantoms to possibly burrow deeper into the Earth, making them harder to extinguish.
So if I point a gun at the Earth and fire, I'm not just making a hole in the ground, I'm killing the planet.
General Hine has full reign to be an asshole at this meeting.
But there is an alternative to the space cannon.
I'm sorry, but if you've got a weapon called a space cannon, I say you use it. Very subtle character coloring there. Want to scribble some devil horns on Hein and angel wings on Sid while you're at it?
Gathering plants and animals from around the world to fight the phantoms is utter nonsense.
Right, but so is having a spiky meteor filled with ghost aliens invade the Earth. So fighting ridiculousness with opposing ridiculousness doesn't seem like that crazy a theory.
Where is the proof?
This is why you don't do cocaine before a big meeting.
The third was a deer I found in a wildlife preserve outside Moscow.
The bad news is it wandered up the 500 miles from Chernobyl.
I'm scanning the city for the seventh spirit.
Can you only set the scanner for one spirit at a time? And you can only set it for that spirit after you've found the other one? If those two things aren't true, then why the is she just now scanning for it?
Where's your sense of romance?
See how the captain looks at her.
Yes, this is what this movie needs. Drawn-out, flirty scenes between creepy, hyper-realistic CG characters.
So I'm sorry.
Well, me too, so we're both sorry.
Instead of writing a conversation between these two that actually has some tension, the screenwriters had them basically apologize to each other, but say it like they were fighting.
Ever tried to track a sparrow from outer space? It's no fun.
Just ding this without commentary.
Ever tried to track a sparrow from outer space? It's no fun. What am I saying? You probably would love that.
Is Gray really into birds or something? Jesus, this is some dialogue.
I told her everything had a spirit. Dogs, cats, trees, little girls.
YouTubers?
She told me that she was ready to die.
That kid is fucking hardcore.
Only 7 years old and ready to die.
So was actual crying too hard to animate? Or are they just leaning into the low-budget, made-for-TV sci-fi drama genre? Almost Kiss is interrupted by an external force cliché.
It is, in fact, for her own good, Captain.
Are they completely unaware of Gray's relationship with Aki? Because that should immediately disqualify him from this position. Maybe they had no choice, because only 7 characters could be created to be in this movie in the first place.
Send some of our men to keep an eye on the good captain.
Why can't his men just keep an eye on Aki? This is a huge f***ing waste of resources. Gonna get our money's worth out of this eye, aren't we? Can we stop watching her dreams? Because they aren't helping anyone understand anything. For a second, I thought the Chrysler building had just landed on her mystery dream planet. Both sides of this alien battle look alike. That's racist.
But they're coming faster now, and that can only mean one thing.
It could mean a lot of things. The alien is boring deeper, you're slowly losing your mind, we're a third of the way into the movie, and we need to get the plot moving. I could go on. The last mission required full helmets, but this mission only requires half helmets, mostly because we have no more characters to dramatically reveal. Isn't Wasteland redundant? Just kidding, Tucson. Aki continues to not need any armor or protection whatsoever. Also, can I just go ahead and ask, how the f*** did they get this from this?
This was the Phantom cleansing mission. It was supposed to end the war.
More facts that the characters in the movie should already know.
You're telling me his backpack is the seventh spirit?
Really? Is this particular Phantom eating this guy's spirit because he's an asshole? Because I'm pretty sure they can just swoop up human spirits without being this graphic about it.
Are you all right?
Of course I am.
Aki is most definitely not alright. So, are the Phantoms actual physical creatures that have innards? If they are, then how are they allowed to pass through walls and
Doesn't look good, Captain.
Doesn't look like much of anything.
Dr. Ross is to be taken into custody now, sir.
The general said earlier to take her into custody if the alien has manipulated her or impaired her judgment. She's just sick. If anything, she's less of a problem now than she was before. This soldier shoots Aki for waking up. Phantom passes through the ship and kills no one except the bad guy.
Council will be at our feet, thanking us for exposing the traitors in our midst. And
that sounds like a nicely vague diabolical plan and all, but what exactly have they done to betray the humans? Not want to get shot?
She needs a sympathetic spirit to help hold her in this world.
And that spirit can only be transferred through true love's first kiss.
I've been having this dream every night for months.
Dream?
Well, whatever it is.
Visions in your mind while you're sleeping? Yeah, that's a dream. Let's not get carried away.
This is our evidence. She's under the influence of the phantoms.
All this proves is that she's dreaming about them, not that she's under their influence. These phantoms are a constant looming presence over everyone. I'm sure you could find someone else in old New York City too, under the dome, that's having recurring dreams about these creatures. Also, based on the conversation Aki had with Sid earlier, she should know these dreams are incriminating. Yet the general and his team were still able to easily find them. This has to be the most confusing battle for both sides. Everyone looks exactly the same.
I finished it. I know what it means. I know what the phantoms really are.
Do you? Did the dream tell you the name of their species and planet, and why their planet was destroyed? Ultimately, this is a f***ing dream. It's entirely possible that it has no significance at all. A dream is hardly any evidence of anything, and that's all she has at this point. I hope this isn't the only picture he has of him. His wife looks like she has a bag over her head.
My wife and daughter were killed by phantoms when the San Francisco barrier city was attacked. Did I ever tell you that?
Yep, 1,000 times, actually.
You've lost family, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
That's why I trust you.
Since we haven't seen any large populations of people, I would submit that everyone has probably lost at least some family.
Barrier breach in Sector 31, General. They're coming through now.
Oh, I think we can easily handle a few phantoms in a contained space.
So the General's plan is to not so secretly let some phantoms into Sector 31? How is this going to cause the Council to turn against Dr. Sid and Aki? All this does is prove you're a dick who doesn't think things through.
Excuse me, Doc, but what friggin' relationship?
Those mouth movements do not match up with the words at all.
The meteor is a chunk of their planet that got thrown into space when they destroyed their world.
But how could they survive the trip across outer space on a hunk of rock?
They didn't.
Oh, this is all beginning to make a creepy kind of sense.
Is it though? They all seem to be very accepting of her waking up from a dream and knowing everything. She has no scientific evidence that any of this is true beyond just having a dream. This is how cults get started.
They're not an invading army. They're ghosts.
So they aren't phantoms, they're ghosts. Unless, of course, they're spirits, specters, or poltergeists. They could be anything.
How many phantoms?
More than enough to convince the council, sir.
Of what? That someone caused the barrier breach while all the other characters were in a laser pointer jail?
They're in the pipes. They're moving with the bioetheric energy flow.
That's impossible. No living thing could survive in those pipes.
They've been fighting these phantoms for 30 years or so, and this is the first time they've seen those phantoms survive a situation where normal living beings could not. Why is this f***er bleeding? That's not how phantoms kill people. They'd take your Yahweh or your ether or whatever.
What have I done?
You opened the f***ing floodgates, asshole.
What's happening? Why can't we see them now?
I don't know, maybe you should take a nap and have a dream about it.
Must be carrying a residual charge from passing through the barrier.
But Hind turned off the barrier, so how the f*** would that work? The real reason is it's more convenient for the plot. Everyone else had a four-wheeler with a giant gun ex machina.
If it was towed inside the city, it would be in the military hangar.
That's a big if.
Let's not get pessimistic, Neil. If it's convenient for the story for it to be there, I guarantee you it will be there. Yeah, well, this was clearly the best decision. Who could have anticipated that dramatic drop? All the people in that vehicle should know the general layout of that station.
We'll be back for you, Sergeant.
He will definitely be dead.
This baby will fly itself.
I would hope so. It's 2065. Pretty much have self-driving cars now. It'd be weirder if that baby didn't fly itself.
What if it's all a bunch of mumbo-jumbo?
The only guy to question any of this is the comic relief guy during an expendable moment.
I want you two back inside.
What good would that do? We are all well aware that the phantoms can pass through walls. It's too bad the aliens didn't have a wood chipper.
Over here, you son of a bitch!
Can he not say bitch? That's an okay for TV word. I'm saying it without a problem. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Guy who should already be dead, ex machina.
Everyone's dead.
If everyone's dead, then why do we still have 30 minutes of this
Which suggests that the eighth spirit is a phantom spirit.
Are you just riffing here, Doc? Or did you actually find something? Because that don't make any f***ing sense. I'd ask you to explain it, but I don't really care.
That's your plan? We wait and see what happens?
I'm pretty sure this is the movie's first actual plan, so let's not get choosy.
We keep scanning the surface from orbit and maybe we'll find a compatible spirit somewhere else.
Aki?
I say we go in.
Wait a second, though. Is Gray Baldwin's plan doable? Because that sounds like a way better plan.
The Council has reconsidered your proposal to fire the Zeus cannon.
You'd think there'd be a computer somewhere near a member of the Council that would tell them that the barrier was disabled. But there isn't, so his plan f***ing worked.
Prepare to fire the cannon.
The target, sir?
The Phantom Crater.
Are you f***ing kidding me? What did they think they were going to shoot it at? Some other giant crater they've been talking about the entire movie?
There are so many of them. Wait! Yes! I'm tracking the eighth spirit.
It's clear to me now they blew their entire budget on animation, and then thought, oh, we should probably have a story of some kind. Oh no, surrounded by the phantoms with no escape. We haven't been in this situation before. Aki, now is not the time for a oh, wait, never mind.
And what have we been fighting all this time, Doctor? Ghosts?
You literally have been calling them phantoms this entire f***ing time. So if these alien creatures are already dead, what are they doing to them? Are they double dead now? My years of watching horror films have taught me that you can't kill a ghost.
Yes, it's Gaia.
So Gaia is just living less than a mile under the Earth's crust, and no one has been able to prove that it's there. Sorry about all that drilling.
You two could not have hoped for a better location to find a new compatible spirit.
So she's just gonna dream her way out of this situation then? Is Aki the final Horcrux, or am I missing something?
How? How can you know that?
Don't worry, a phantom told me.
Gray just got on my level. Too bad he's about to die.
But it must be done.
General Hind may be the dumbest villain I've ever seen, like Plankton or Wile E. Coyote, but not amusing at all. How the f*** did he know that would work? Is he having prophetic dreams now too? I'm sorry, did I say prophetic? I meant pathetic. I guess we're not gonna worry about what this is. Fine by me, but I'm still sitting them for it.
Tucson, Arizona.
My world is fire and blood. As the world fell, each of us in our own way was broken. It was hard to know who was more crazy.
Doctor, my belly aches.
You got butterflies in your stomach. You got a Charlie horse? Operation! A broken heart, of course! Operation! A whitest Krampus, true! Operation!
Let me ask you something I think we all know the answer to. The test itself is a cheat, isn't it? I mean, you programmed it to be unwinnable.
I told her everything had a spirit.
But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name.
Wally.